Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Bea Escudero, and in tonight's Game Plan, we'll talk to six-time PBA champ Jeff Chan as he revisits Barangay Ginebra's road to the 2021 Governor's Cup title.
We'll also check in with PBA 3x3 second conference grand champions, the Pioneer Pro Tibay. And we'll go inside the game with the men's football players, Quincy Kameraad and Scott Woods, as the Philippine Ascals prepare for the upcoming 2022 Southeast Asian Games. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Hoop fans, the long wait is over. Kai Soto has declared for the 2022 NBA Draft. After playing a full season with the Adelaide 36ers in the Australian NBL, Soto declared his declaration on social media after expressing his gratitude to the franchise. The NBL Fans MVP awardee averaged 7.5 points and 4.5 rebounds in his pro debut and is the first full-blooded Filipino to declare for the annual NBA Draft. The NBA Draft will happen on June 24. On to more hoops, and we're still on a very big high after Barangay Ginebra returns to the throne, winning their 14th title in franchise history. Joining us tonight to relive that journey, as well as his path to 6 PBA titles, is the Negro sniper himself, Jeff Chan. Jeff, kamusta naman?
Good evening, Pao. Good evening, Bea. Okay naman.
Congratulations, by the way.
Siyempre, Jeff, thank you very much for delaying yung dinner mo para sa amin.
Pag-grab ko na lang.
Pero, Jeff, unang-una, this is number 4 with Barangay Ginebra. And it feels like every championship, parang iba yung kwento eh. Because of, especially this year, coming from a 6 seed, were you confident na kaya nyo pa back then during your 4-game losing streak on the way to this championship?
Well, actually, meron siyempre konting doubts, you know. I think talaga nag-struggle kami. No, again, 4-game losing streak, tapos medyo nahirapan pa kami sa, I think that was Blackwater and Terra Firma, no?
Oo.
Pero after that, I think, siguro, nagising lahat, no? And then, nakuha namin yung parang rhythm namin, no? And like what you said, no? Number 6 kami, tapos going against Talk and Text pa eh. I mean, kaka-champion na nila nung All-Filipino, tapos kailangan pa namin manalo ng twice, no? Just to advance. So, talaga yung pinagdaanan namin eh, talagang mahirap, no? To get that sa championship.
Now, Jeff, you talked about struggles, and specifically for you, it wasn't easy because you did get an injury during the conference. Now, but you've also been one of Coach Tim Cohn's contributors. Now, I'm not gonna mention any age, 30-something years old, but let me just say that you are you are the 5th best scorer for Ginebra. Now, what was your role, you know, in this title run specifically?
Well, sinigurado ko lang na yung body ko and yung mindset ko was ready, especially going to the playoffs, no? Because, again, I don't wanna parang matanggal maaga like what happened no All-Filipino. I think quarterfinals lang kami noon. And talagang struggle din kami. Maraming nangyari nung time na yun eh. Nasa bubble kami, maraming tinamaan ng virus, you know. So, I don't wanna parang go home right away, you know. Kasi sayang naman yung opportunity na, you know, lalo na ngayon na merong fans. And talagang na-feel namin, especially nung game 6, umabot tayo ng 20,000, di ba? So, and yeah, ang mindset ko lang, well, if given a chance, you know, I will just do my best kung ano ma-contribute ko, both offense and defense. And thankfully, nakatulong naman ako sa team. No? Very happy ako.
Jeff, sabi ni Coach Tim, ikaw daw yung forgotten man ng rotation ng Barangay Ginebra. And syempre, in part of yung bench unit ng Barangay Ginebra, may mga disciples ka mga shooters rin Arvin Tolentino, Nards Pinto. Si Nards, nanalo nga yata ng 3-point shooting competition ng mga ball boy nyo Ano masasabi mo sa shooting nila? Kasi syempre, they're all aspiring to be a Jeff Chan-like shooter. Pati si Scottie Thompson din, tumitira na ng 3. How have they developed as shooters at gano'n sila nakatulong dito sa Barangay Ginebra?
Well, extra practice, nandyan sila before practice, nag-shooting, and then after, extra pa rin sila. And malaking bagay kasi pag meron kang shooting not only na ma-free up mo, let's say, if nandiyan si Stanley, si LA, si Scottie, pati yung big man, like si Japet, si Christian, mas marami silang space ngayon to operate sa loob. So, I think it's easier for everyone kung, let's say, mag-click, isa o dalawa sa mga shooters sa team, So it's a very, very big talagang help sa team.
Jeff, are you still the best shooter in Barangay Ginebra or si Nards kasi nanalo siya ng 3-point shooting competition, siya yung best shooter?
I guess si Nards kasi nanalo siya din sa mga ballboy
Okay.
Sa mga ballboy,
Ang humble masyado. But Jeff, you've played with so many great players and Hall of Famers, throughout your career. What do you see in Scottie Thompson that makes you believe that he is on that way to that kind of status?
Scottie, parang special I mean, saan ka makakita na guard na like sa time ngayon na parang nag-average on triple-double, di ba? So, happy ako sa kanya. So, I'm so proud of sa mga ginagawa niya. Sana magtuloy-tuloy lang, And hopefully, more championships, more accomplishments. So, yun lang. Wag lang siya tamarin, or pumasok sa utak yung everything. And I think it's gonna be in good shape.
Jeff, again, long career so far, 30 plus years old. Pero, syempre...
30-something years old.
Enough, Lea. Enough. Pero, when you look at yung achievement na to, another championship under your belt, bonus lang ba to? I mean, like, considering the length of your career and everything you achieved, or is it something na tipong iba yung mindset when you're talking about championships?
Well, for me, as I age, I think mas gusto ko more championship. I mean, actually, hindi ko lang inisip yung mga individual awards, I don't think it's a bonus then. It's more on parang gusto ko talaga mag-collect as much as possible ng championships. Alam mo, parang collector's item, di ba? Parang gusto ko sige, makakollect pa hanggang kaya. Di ba?
Parang NFT, no? Pero
yes.
Well, we said NFT, so suddenly Joe Devance or si Jared Dillinger suddenly pop up.
Yeah.
Pero Jeff, what's next for you in terms of your preparation, in terms of taking a bit of a break? Kasi syempre, we're not in the bubble setups anymore. No more long breaks. In a couple of weeks may draft, and then a few weeks after that, balik na tayo sa PBA season. How are you getting ready for the next chapter?
Well, sa ngayon binigyan kami ng magandang break ni Coach Tim. I think alam naman niya na yung last conference natin, on and off umabot tayo sumobra pa yata tayong 4 months or 6 Umabot tayo ng mga 6 months, So, binigyan kami magandang break, to rest our bodies. And then, syempre, spend time sa family. Last 2 months, nung playoff time, bihira na ako makapag-spend time sa kids ko. Kasi yung kids ko mahilig sa golf So, minsan, hindi ko na sila nasasamahan. So now, especially now, na summer, I think may bonding time na kami. And hopefully, short vacation, with the family. Kasi importante yun Stay away muna sa basketball and then pagdating ng trabaho naman tayo, And syempre, focus naman tayo sa preparation.
Gotta recharge, Jeff. Jeff, maraming salamat. Pwede ka na mag-dinner. Again, so sorry for keeping you. Again, thank you very much for visiting the show.
Jeff.
And hopefully we get to see you in person very soon.
All right, no problem. Ingat, guys.
After the break, we'll check in with PBA 3x3 second conference grand champions, the Pioneer Pro Tibay. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. welcome back to The Game. The PBA 3x3 truly showcased that lakas ng tatlo energy after the end of its second conference. Pioneer Pro Tibay emerged as the champions, winning in the grand finals of the tournament. Tonight, it's champions only as we are joined by Carlo Escalambre, Gian Abrigo, Robin Ronyo, and Chris Rivera. Congratulations, gentlemen, and welcome to The Game.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I will start with you, Chris. Now, you guys were the underdogs coming into this this conference, and facing the defending champions and the SEA Games team. How challenging was it for you guys entering into the conference?
It was pretty challenging, but there was really no pressure for us. We were the 5th team, and they were the #1 team. So we had nothing to lose. We just had to go out there and play our game and stick to the game plan.
Gian, yung underdog tag, the underdog tag was definitely there for this entire group. But when you look at how you performed in the grand finals, did you feel that was the potential finally being met? Because this Pioneer Pro Tibay team always felt like they had another level, and finally you got to it when it mattered the most.
Yung team naman namin na tingin ko talaga may potential talaga na mag-champion din. Pero andun talaga yung ayaw namin tanggalin yung underdog mindset namin talaga. Talagang yun yung trinabaho namin.
Parang yan yung fuel, no?
Talagang,
Oo, gets.
How about you, Robin? No? After winning the championship, ano ba yung tumakbo sa isip nyo? How were you guys able to celebrate after that really great win?
Well, nasa isip agad namin na, champion ba tayo? kasi isipin mo,
talaga.
Diba? Kasi isipin mo, talagang underdog na lang kami. Kasi yung team kasi namin talagang hindi kami pinag-uusapan eh. Kasi kumbaga yung pinag-uusapan, yun yung mga nasa top teams talaga. So yun. So yung nakuha namin, sobrang saya talaga. Saka syempre, thankful din kami sa management, sa coaches na yung nakamit namin.
Kailan nag-sink in pala na nag-champion na
The
kayo?
next day na ba?
Still didn't.
Hindi pa din.
Well, even when you're holding that yung cheque? Really? Okay, all right. No, that makes sense. All right, when you look at this entire run, syempre, no championship throughout dito the second conference. But then, how did you guys take that every day, every time you went back and, so close yet so far, but then eventually, finally, the grand final? How did that strengthen you guys mentally?
Sa team kasi talagang feeling ko kaya namin eh. Tapos lagi sinasabi ni Coach Les na aggressive lang kami. Yun talaga yung pinakapuhunan namin eh, depensa. Kaya feeling ko nakuha namin. Tapos kakabalik ko lang din ng leg 6, nag-runner-up kami.
Tama.
Nung nag-grand final, sabi namin hindi na pwedeng maulit na runner-up lang.
And syempre, before we move on, syempre I have to shout out si Coach Lester because syempre he had that emotional interview everyone's talking about, especially giving it to Coach Eric also. So, we had to mention that right now. He's just there as a side and he's smiling right now.
Yeah,
Actually,
he is.
may konting luha din dito pero hindi ko na sasabihin. All right, babe, what you were gonna say?
Baka you're distracting Okay. So Gian, you mentioned in previous interviews before na, coming into this, you mentioned that you guys really did take in that underdog tag. Now, do you still feel that or do you still see that in yourselves moving forward into the next leg?
Katulad ng sabi ko, ayaw kong tanggalin. Pero
na-champion na kayo eh.
ayun. Yung nga, hindi pa namin nahawakan yung cash eh.
Pero may check di ba? Oo, gets. But syempre, it's always going to be hard. Pero how do you feel na you have to move forward as a group, as a team? Kasi syempre, iba na malaking target. Grand champions. There's going to be a
very
next
big
leg.
target on your back.
And everyone, I remember when Limitless won it, everyone wanted to beat Limitless kasi sila yung nag-champion eh. But right now, nasa inyo na yung tao.
So sa amin kasi as a team, so tingin namin talagang mag-stick together lang kami as a team. So alam mo, i-enjoy lang namin yung moment, i-enjoy lang namin every game. So hindi pong, syempre next conference talagang yung mga teams talagang target na sa team namin, pero yung mindset namin hindi. Talagang magtatrabaho lang talaga kami. So, bibigyan namin ng exciting games yung mga fans and syempre yung mga nanonood sa PBA 3x3.
Now, for anybody who could answer this, do you guys have a message to, the fans that are watching you and who have been supporting you all the way throughout this whole thing?
All right.
Go ahead, Ben.
All right.
I just want to say thank you to everyone. especially to the people that came out at the game. I don't think if they weren't there, it would have been hard for us to win. We got so much energy from them. So, yeah, and to our family and the management, thank you so much.
You know, you mentioned family. You mentioned family, and we've seen, of course, the emotion and yung samahan ninyo. How do you feel that has, changed the bonds between the four of you and all of your previous teammates, everyone you practice with, and even coaching staff, reaching this pinnacle so far in this 3x3 journey?
It definitely made us closer. We went through so many legs that we came up so short. We almost won the leg, but we ended up losing. And to finally win a grand finals, it made us even closer.
Next step para sa inyo in terms of making sure na hindi lang grand finals yung ipapanalo nyo, that hopefully next time more consistent success in terms of top finishes.
Siguro ganun pa din, makikinig lang kami sa mga payo ni Coach Les, tsaka bonding as a team dahil family na kami dito eh.
Sabi nga niya, makikinig daw sila sa coach.
They listen
Coach,
to the
I hope
coach.
you're listening. Makikinig daw sila sa'yo.
Nandito lang si Coach. Like, they're not just saying that. Gentlemen, a family that wins and a family that has done a lot, and of course, I can't wait for you to finally get the cash. Kasi syempre, that will make you feel like champions na, diba? But you have the medals all already. Again, guys, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pioneer Pro Tibay, the champions for the second conference of the PBA 3x3. Now, when we return, it's the story of Underdogs as we go inside the game with the men's football players Quincy Kameraad and Scott Woods. We'll also find out who are their must-watch players for our young Philippine Ascos in the upcoming Southeast Asian Games. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
All right, now joined by two of the young footballers trying to get the Philippines on the podium in the Southeast Asian Games, Scott Woods and Quincy Kameraad. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here today. And let's just be frank about the situation you guys are going into. You are heavy underdogs going into the Southeast Asian Games because of teams like Vietnam, because of just how developed some of these other nations are at the under 23 levels, and how is the mentality of this team going into Vietnam, going to the Southeast Asian Games, knowing that in 2019 they were just a couple of goals away from finally making it past the group stage. Quincy, I'll go to you first.
I think, being in a tournament with the Philippines, the majority of the time we are the underdogs. So basically we go every tournament in with that mentality. Same with like when we played the AFC qualifiers with South Korea, Singapore and Timor-Leste. Even there we weren't their favorites. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. Then after that, we had a quite okay pool where I felt we could make it to the semis in the AFF in Cambodia. But then also we had some setbacks, players testing positive before the tournament starts, players troubling flying into the Philippines because of the quarantine rules. And then unfortunately everybody meeting 10 to 14 days before that in Cambodia. But I think even with that, I think we set a record with getting points. I think 4 points was the record that we set now. And I feel like going into the underdogs with the right preparation that we're doing now with Coach Norman, and also Shraki coming in as an overage player, and then all the mostly local players. I think with the Copa as a preparation is the thing that we needed.
Scott, so we heard from Quincy. Quincy's now one of the leaders of the team. And I gotta ask, how is he as one of the big voices in this group?
Yeah, I mean, he's for sure one of the leaders in the dressing room, and you can see that on the pitch as well. He has a lot of experience, both for ADT and the under 23, and even the senior team. He has experience there too. I mean, yeah, he's a top keeper. You see that every day, the way he trains, the way he shouts, and yeah, prepares for training every day.
Quincy, this group right now, relatively familiar, some new faces. Scott is one of the new faces here, and you're one of the ones that has seen quite a bit already. Could you describe to all the fans out there who do not know Scott, just who Scott is on the field and maybe a little bit off it as well?
We should just talk about on the field. No, Scott is for me a really unique player. Left-footed player, but also can hit a diagonal with his right foot. Really smart with a man in the back, and knows how to speed up the play, but also take it easy when it's needed.
Scott, you're actually now, I think since it's your first year with the team, you've had relative interactions with Shraki, who we all know is intense and trains like a madman. And just what does he bring to the team in terms of leadership, in terms of what it means to put on the shirt? Because everyone has a story with Shraki, or at least even his presence or his aura, knowing that he's going to be part of the team.
Yeah, I mean, I've been training with him twice now. And already from the first moment, he showed his leadership qualities. And since the first training, actually, he already knew the whole starting 11's name in training. So that was really surprising to me. He knew my name and everything. And yeah, from the first training, we saw his quality. He brings something different to the team. He's pretty vocal and yeah, quality with the feet. To chip in balls, he can do some skill moves, some great passing and stuff like that, yeah.
When you look at your experience so far, you've seen the Philippines come short in tournaments, you've seen the Philippines knocking on the door of success. What makes you confident that this group that you have right now will be able to finally cross that threshold, possibly make it to the knockout stages, and hopefully end up on the podium?
I think what Scott said, we are probably still not the best prepared team. But one thing we have that all Filipinos have is the spirit to fight. and want to succeed, to make history actually this time. After what you said earlier in 2019, I think coming 1 or 2 goals short by just coming out against Timor-Leste on the 6th with the 3 points and then go on from there.
That's what most of the ADT players have done now. We've even been pretty underdogs in the Copa. So we all got to stay humble, work hard every day. And as myself, I got to prove myself also, like I've tried to every day in training and games. And yeah, it's not going to be any different in the SEA Games. They're going to be probably stronger than the Copa teams. And it's definitely going to be very tough games ahead.
Quincy, who are the guys we have to watch out for in this team that maybe the general public would not know of or has not really seen much of that you think could make a difference here in the tournament?
For me, like one guy that has been outstanding for me in training has to be Jeremy Darapan. With the way he moves, Scott knows it as well. He came in as a shy boy, really shy, but now he's just like making fun with us. And also on training, the things that he is doing, it's not really expected, but he makes it look like he means to do it, and it works from time to time.
Scott, how about you? Is there any guy that you think we should watch out for in Southeast Asian Games?
I would have to say Jaime Rosquilio. I mean, I don't know if he's underrated anymore, but you know, he's 19 years old. He's a big center back. He already had his first tournament experience with me in Cambodia for the under-23, and already is taking huge steps. And I think he's gonna do a great job because he's a quality player.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Bea Escudero.
And I'm Paulo Del Rosario. This has been The Game.